what happens when you stop fulfilling the role of the narcissist? So this video, I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but I'm going to go ahead and do this because I'm thinking if we know what happens when we stop playing the role, that we'll all be able to understand what the role is exactly. So what happens whenever you stop playing the role that the narcissist needs you to play? Well, it's very interesting to watch the behaviors of the narcissist whenever you stop falling into the patterns that are typical of yourself, that you maybe were conditioned to fall into from adulthood. So the narcissist behaves in a very interesting fashion. It's a lot like the discard phase of the sweet mean cycle. In the idealization, devaluation, and discard phase, it's a lot like that. They become very distant. They do things like use the silent treatment, and they aren't really available. They are very if you're not playing the role that they need you to play, they don't need you. And if you're not playing the role that they need you to play, then you're no longer food. And if you're not playing the role that they need you to play, then they're no longer getting anything out of the interaction, the exchange. So you take away the value out of the exchange, and they begin to atrophy. They begin atrophy. They begin to they don't function with you anymore because you're seeing through them. Whenever you stop playing the role, it's because you know what the role is. They're only capable of getting something from you if you are in the role, if you are unaware of what is going on. If you're unaware of what's going on, then they can take narcissistic supply from you. But if you're aware, then you know. And so you're not going to, when they say the trigger words to put you into a trance, a hypnotic trance, to get you to go back to your childhood conditioning of being one down, less than, miserable, the needy one, whatever it is that your role is that I need to do a video on or an audio on. When you're engaging with narcissist and you don't go to your role, then a lot of things can happen. Most of all is they want to get away from you, and they want to get away from you fast because you are a reminder of their malfunction. They begin to malfunction, and you are a reminder of who they really are, and you kind of knock some sense into them, and they want you out of their face as soon as possible. They want to, and they'll go, sometimes they'll do like a smear campaign, sometimes they'll do things to try to shame you and humiliate you as they go in rage, because it enrages the narcissist whenever you can see underneath their mask. This is like very, very offensive to them. They think that they have the right and they're entitled to do negative things to whomever they want. And whenever you know what's going on and you can see them for who they really are, and you can see the engagement for what it is, they realize that they are found out and they can't continue to work their game. So they have to rely on themselves, and they don't have a self. So they're very uncomfortable in that position. It's like I could think of it like a robot that's programmed in a certain way. And whenever you put a different program in it, it can't tolerate this new program, and it begins to just start spitting out gibberish. That's kind of what it's like. Whenever a narcissist knows that you know, or whenever you have you're boundaried, you have boundaries, you have limits, and you have strength, you have ego strength, and they know it, then you're not fun for them. They don't want to be around you. They don't want you to work for them. They don't want you in their department. They don't want you to engage with them. They don't want you in their friend group. They don't want to go to dinner with you. They don't want you around at family time. If you can see through them and you can see the game they're gaming, They want you gone. They want to be away from you. And what they will do is they will shame you, or try to, and they will conduct a smear campaign against you when you find them out. And a narcissist will, and especially like the covert kind, will change every time you find them out. Every time you find them out in one thing, then they will change who they are. They will change how they are. And little parts of their game will fall away. And that makes it not as fun for them. It's only fun for them if they can engage with someone and use their full-on sick power, which means they're engaging with someone who is buying into their illusion, buying into their delusions of grandeur, buying into the fact that they are superior and that the narcissist is superior and that the victim is inferior, and really letting that, they want that kind of person. They want a person who feels inferior. They want a person who vocalizes that they feel inferior and who worships and idolizes the narcissist and provides a mirror for the narcissist to feel better about themselves. They don't want to be around people that are average, everyday engaging, where it's like, okay, here, you're valuable, you're equal, both of us are equal, you're giving credit where credit is due, loving on others, treating others with respect. They want to engage in ways that will belittle you. And if you don't play the game, and if you see the truth and you see what's really going on for what it really is, then it drives them nuts and they don't want to be around you. So they just talk bad about you and try to ostracize you from anyone who they want to control. Because if any of those people that they want to control finds out and talks to you and starts believing you and trusting you, then their game is going to be up with those people too. So they try to ostracize you from the group and they try to talk bad about you because they want other people to think that something's wrong with you, the smear campaign, so that they can feel right and then they can keep control over whomever they're trying to control that's left in the group. And then they control for future reference. I love that thought of, the narcissists are controlling for later on down the road. They're not just, smearing you now. They're smearing you for later. It's a very interesting process whenever you no longer play the role. You no longer go into that mode and you are strong in yourself and your truth and you know who you are. And as you begin to become more and more conscious of what's really going on, it's this amazing process of awakening where you have space in your engagements and your interactions to see the whole truth. And when you're integrated internally, you begin to see, I'm not less than, I am complete. I am whole. There's nobody better here. There's nobody less than. There's nobody greater than. I'm the same. We are equal. And whenever you begin to get into that mode, it's this very interesting process, but you can see the malfunction. You can see the dysfunction around you. And it's very easy to catch. And it's very interesting to catch, but it's also very sad because there's so much of it. There's so little genuine interaction and engagement, at least in my viewpoint, but that may be because that's what energetic level I was on in the past, and now I'm growing and seeing things, and that's going to move me into a new level where I will see more of the same, more people that are where I am, which is, looking for more equal transactions, more equality, more love, more genuine, more sincerity, more giving and taking, and not so much trying to prove myself, not so much trying to get ranking, not so much trying to, pull myself up by my associations with others or pull myself up by, how I look or what I do or whatever. There's more of a desire to just engage for engagement's sake because you're a beautiful person and I'm a beautiful person and let's be beautiful together and talk about, let's rendezvous about, this wonderful world that we live in and focus on the positive, and instead of, being someone's bait, being someone's emotional crutch so that they can use you, and all that lower level processing, cognitive, bleh, emotional infancy, immaturity. It's like getting above that and growing beyond that and not falling into the role of whatever you've been falling into. And that takes mindfulness. You have to have mindfulness to see what kind of roles you're falling into. And I want to do a whole talk on that. So get ready for that one, okay? Thank you for listening. I've said everything I needed to say today. Talk to you soon.